Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to Hellish Prints 3D. Today we're going to be starting our journey on making some really useful stuff. We've got the printer, we've put it together, we've done our tests, we were able to monitor it with a camera. Now we can make some things I've been wanting to make for a while. And, well, here they are. Here, done and in use. So let's have a little chat about these. First up was the headphone holder. Now, I did have a headphone holder here in this place, and it was just two prongs sticking out of the wall, and it was slowly damaging the soft bit that goes around the top of your bonds. And what I needed was something quite nice and smooth, just like this. Well, I found the bracket that I wanted on Thingiverse, and downloaded it, put it onto the printer, and away it printed. So then, after it was printed, I looked at it, I thought, do I need to do any cleaning up on this? And no, it printed absolutely perfectly. I mean, there's ridges where the print lines are for the layers, but it's kind of cool, and it's got this nice little texture to it. It's even, there's no bobbles and bumps, and the little places where the screws can be screwed in were just the right size. And even more than that, it fits my headset absolutely perfectly. I was really happy with my first useful print. Now, because it just came out, perfect first time, there's not really much to say about it. I decided to do it in blue because the highlights and features in my room are blue, and quite a few of the things that we're going to be looking at will be blue. But it's a really nice design. A lot of the designs online were things that were going on desks or a clip or a clamp, and I didn't want those sorts of headphone stands, or freestanding. There wasn't many where you could go it onto a wall or onto a post as we've got here. And when I found this, I was very happy with that. Now, the next one we're going to look at today is a little bit of a different story. Now, this one is a controller holder. Now, this controller, it's not a PlayStation controller, it's not an Xbox controller. If it was a PlayStation or Xbox controller, I probably would have found it quite easy to be able to find a bracket for it or a stand for it. This is a Steam controller, and yeah, it's a bit different in size and shape. And I couldn't find what I wanted. I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked up and down, left and right, and maybe somebody's watching that knows where I might have been able to find one. But did I design this myself? No, I didn't. This is a design for a PlayStation controller, and it fits, but it wouldn't have done. So for the first time, I had to modify the size of my print in the slicing application. I think it's called Cura. We'll look at that more in a future video. So it wouldn't have fit this, and I like how it goes in. It's not too easy to pull out, but it does pull out and clip in quite nicely. And again, I'm able to screw it onto the wall there. The finish on it, again, there's a good finish. There's a little tiny little bit on the side which I thought wasn't 100% great, but overall both of these parts printed as I could have hoped for, and really not having to do any work to tidy them up and to make them look nice. And I'm really happy with that. And I printed this one on its side, it made sense and it worked quite nicely. Now, getting the size right was difficult-ish. What I had to do was look at the size of this kind of jaw gap between the bottom and the top and work out how big it was on my computer as the model was. If my recollection's correct, it was around 5 centimeters to fit a PlayStation controller. This is not 5 centimeters. I measured it with just a tape measure. Really, I probably should have used a pair of digital calipers or something like that. I do have some, I just didn't think of using them at the time. And I measured it to be about 8 centimeters. So, right, okay, let's increase the size of the model. So I used the scaling feature, and I scaled up the entire model in all dimensions. I didn't just go for the one dimension, I did it in all dimensions. And I scaled it up and up, bit by bit, until the gap between these points looks like a nice 8 centimeters on the screen. Now, luckily the grid on the screen, one square on the grid on the screen represents a centimetre, so you can gauge it. So I printed this part in the end at 135% scaling, and it's perfect. First time, I was blown away. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it that good. But there we go. Well, I don't think I'll be able to get like a guesstimate that good again in the future. It fits perfectly. I guessed at 135%. I don't think my next guess when I have to change something is going to go that great. But overall, these two, I'm really pleased with it. I've wanted to be able to put my headphones and my controller next to my desk in a nice, easy to reach, easy to use position. And as a bonus, the magnetic cord that I've got on my headphones actually attaches nicely to the screw, so I didn't have to embed a magnet in this, which I was thinking about doing. I can easily get to both my headphones and controller now, and they're nicely cradled so they're not going to get damaged. And there's my story of my first two useful things. We'll look at things like how I'm going to design my own custom parts and where I've used different settings and scalings in upcoming videos, and we'll probably talk a little bit about different materials, because at the moment all of these are just printed with the same basic PLA. So we'll see what maybe we can experiment with in the future. And I think maybe we'll do a PC upgrade in the future, as well as going around the house and fixing things using 3D printed parts. But that's going to be all for now. I'm just chuffed to bits with these. It's so good to be able to have exactly what I want in the colour I want and costing next to nothing. And I'm really happy about that. And this point here that I'm at now is like, yeah, getting a 3D printer was definitely the right decision, because I didn't know to begin with. It was an adventure, it was a bit of discovery, and now I'm like, yeah, good call, good call. So let's see what we can do in the future. Try different things, print different stuff, and yeah, I'm looking forward to what we can do. Leave all your thoughts, ideas and your questions down in the comments section, and I'll see you soon. Take care.